You can stream Headline Rewind everywhere podcasts are available. Mental health has always had a stigma, and that stigma causes many not to seek help. Our next guest, Brian Femminella, is aiming to find a way to help those struggling with music therapy and his app called SoundMind. He's created the app, and he's here to talk about it today with us on Inside South Florida. Brian, welcome to Inside South Florida. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here. We take so much pride in having conversations about mental health here on the show, and I think what you're doing is truly awesome. Your app, SoundMind, music therapy, it's a thing. Music has always been, it's right, music has always been therapy for me, but you're taking it to a whole new level. Tell us about the app.
Sure, so we really built everything around how to use audio and visual sensors to really make the app suitable for people that are struggling with stress, anxiety, trauma, and we do that because what the product's able to do is really attack your cortisol levels and lower them. That's like the stress hormone, lower blood pressure, lower heart rate, and all together by using a platform that's interactive so the user feels like they're getting an experience through music, but not necessarily feeling like they're having that stigma of therapy or feeling uncomfortable, and making sure that they feel secure when they're using our platform.
Sure, music is a common thread, right? I mean, how many times have we turned on that song? Me especially, when I'm down, it's Coldplay, right? But it makes you feel better instantly. Now you're using that to change people's lives. What was the impetus for the app? What was the genesis?
The catalyst for us to really go ahead and say, okay, we're gonna take this from like a vision and a project to making it into a company and a platform was kind of my experiences in the military. Had a lot of different colleagues, unfortunately, struggle with post-traumatic stress, struggle with feelings of suicide, and really kind of coming full circle with seeing what people are struggling with behind the uniform. You know, you see a put together, fully intact soldier, and then all of a sudden, you know, you see behind the scenes what they're struggling with, and that kind of leaked my interest into research. And I took that research level and I then moved it on into how music is able to help reduce certain symptoms, especially when it comes to the brain, when it comes to the body, how it can heal your overall mind. And that's really when one of my close friends struggled with PTS and lost the majority of his memory, that kind of struck me and said, I really want to do something about this. That shifted the focus from a research initiative into a product that we now have out on the App Store.
You took action.
We did.
You bring up an interesting point about the military. My brother and I also have family members who are of service. And one, thank you for your service.
Well, thank him for his.
The facade, if you will, and I don't use that word haphazardly or disrespectful, but we see servicemen and women in the outfit. There's some strength there, right? There's power there. But as you said, when you peel back the layers, they could be falling apart and we don't even know it. For yourself, you're Gen Z, 22 years old. Serving in the military, but you are of the LGBTQ plus experience. What are the challenges that you've had in your life revealing that? And did you feel safe enough to talk about those things in the armed forces in this day and age, even though we claim to have come very far?
Yeah, I think that's a big stigma. People say, oh, you're in the military, but you're also part of the LGBTQ community. How does that correlate? And I really tell everyone that the military's been supportive. They have helped me in my career, and there's definitely instances where you have to really explain that you are just as capable, regardless of who you are behind anything, behind the uniform, what your identity is, you're more than that. And that's such a powerful thing that people around me, my colleagues in uniform, respected. And for me, having that welcoming camaraderie and that community is what I lacked in back, when I was growing up, and it was struggling for me. And for that reason, I went ahead and said, okay, maybe the military will be worse or maybe it will be better. And it ended up being one of the best takes, still is to this day. And people are they care. And there's that constant, oh, they're gonna judge you, they're this. Honestly, if you put that uniform on and you're standing there, people don't look at you for who you are, what you do, or what you did. They look at you for your family, you're part of the community that we're here for, and we're all part of the same mission, so put those differences aside, and that's what people don't see behind closed doors.
Wow. Getting back to the app, SoundMind, using music as therapy. When we open the app and we experience the app, what are your hopes for people to find and take away, and what do you want their experience to be?
I think the number one thing is that they feel comfortable. Because one thing that I've been asked by investors, by entrepreneurs, by users is it data safe? Or is there data being sold or shared? And that's a fair assumption, because that's why people are scared of talking about anything. So the number one focus of the app is making sure that we do not reveal personal identifiable information. We make sure that their users are really getting that experience of both an audio experience, how they can manipulate different sounds, almost like Tinder. They can swipe left to get rid of the sounds, and they can swipe right if they like them to save in their library. So it really has that user-centric focus. And then on the visual side of things, we have our binaural beats. And those are different frequencies within your ear that elicit that calming effect in your brain. And we have that coupled with different visuals. And those visuals are able to reduce not only anxiety, but you feel like you're in an immersive world. You don't think about anything on the outside. So overall, the user being able to focus on that audio, visual, and journaling and talking about how they're improving with the product is what we want. You want users to feel like they're improving and that they're seeing that through common channels that they didn't even know was therapy. Music, you listen to Coldplay, other people listen to country, whatever it may be, but there's ways to bring that into a product where you can create a conversation.
Yeah, 22 years old and you're changing the game, man. It's pretty cool.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you. Brian Femminella, the app is SoundMind. Download it now, pick it up. Great stuff.